So this is going to be Cade's debut at Leap as a featured speaker. Our next speaker is based out of San Antonio, Texas, with a background in working with kids on the autistic spectrum. This is his fourth Leap appearance, 3 of those as a coach. He's a twin, World Rock stacking champion. What does that even mean? And can make a mean grilled cheese. Please welcome Cade Largent.
Feels good to be back. Oh, man, it's crazy. It's so good to be back. If you guys were not here last year, neither was I. And let me tell you, the FOMO of not going to Leap and seeing all your friends, it's the worst, dude. So I had to make sure to come back. And when James asked me to do a presentation, I said, but I did it anyway, so we're here. So we're gonna get this started a little differently than all the other presentations because I wanna test your guys' knowledge on old memes. And I know that sounds random, but we'll get into it. So coaches, this might be more geared towards y'all, 2010s, things like that. So we're gonna play a game called Finish That Vine. I have 3 vines. First off, does everyone know what Vine is? Yes? Okay. I was nervous. I know y'all are a little younger than me. So Vine, we're gonna do Finish That Vine, and so I'm gonna play a video. It's gonna cut off right before the punchline or whatever the funny part of the video is. I want you guys to yell out the ending of the Vine, okay? And then we'll see if you guys get it right. So, everyone good? We got it? Okay, here we go. Let's see.
Road work ahead.
Oh yeah, I sure hope it does. Let's see.
Road work ahead. Yeah, I sure hope it does.
A classic. Okay, we're a little warmed up now. Next up, y'all ready? That's right, look at all those chickens. Let's see.
Look at all those chickens.
It's a classic. All right, we got one more. Y'all ready? Here we go.
Stop!
I'm so glad y'all know this. All right, let's see it.
Stop! I could have dropped my croissant.
I could have dropped my croissant. Classic. I think that's my favorite of all time. So, why did I bring up decade-old memes and a dead app? That's a great question, right? So, this all has to go into copy genius, right? Why Vine failed and how TikTok copied genius. So, Vine was an awesome app. As we can see, its social magnitude was pretty high, right? We all knew that, even though these are 10 years old, and it's only 6 seconds. So Vine was obviously doing something right, but it had some flaws, clearly. And so 6-second time limit, other things like no music integration, editing, things like that. But the biggest thing is that Vine creators weren't making any money. And motivation goes way down when you're not seeing any monetary value for it. So what happened? Other apps came along, things came and went, trends started and ended. And then, a little bit before COVID, but especially during COVID, a new app from China arose out of nowhere, and we all know it as TikTok, right? So, what did TikTok do? It had flexible video length. It had in-app editing tools. And the biggest thing is it started to pay the creators on the app, right? And so the reason I bring this up, Vine versus TikTok, is because you can learn from those that come before you. And so the biggest thing here is the smartest builders study from the foundations laid before them, all right? So it is easier to copy genius than to create mediocrity. It is easier to copy genius than to create mediocrity. How many of you guys want to be successful? Right? We're at Leap, right? You don't go spend a week away from home just to do nothing, right? We want to be successful people. And so to be successful, you want to be able to do more than the average, right? And so we don't want to create mediocrity. And so instead of just trying and failing or trying kind of, we're going to actually copy genius. So here's how that's going to work. A little bit about me. My name is Cade Largent. If we haven't met, I'd love to meet you. So come up to me at any point in the week, and we can make that happen. Why the best leaders don't start from scratch, that's what we're going to be getting into today. So there are two ways to learn. The first one, trial and error, right? This is the classic figure it out, fail, figure it out, fail, and slowly inch your way forward. The issue with trial and error is that it takes time, right? And time is money. Time is effort. Time is a commodity, right? We only have so much of it. Instead of trial and error, you can borrow someone else's knowledge. So the benefit of that is it takes a single meeting. Now we're going to do a little exercise to prove what I'm saying. So I want you guys to take out paper, anything that you can write on. It doesn't have to be big. And we're going to make those 9 dots right there in the same order as what's on the screen. Just 9 dots, as big or small as you want, as long as you can draw a line through them. That's the important part. All right. If you've done this before, no, you haven't, okay? So here's how this is going to work. Draw your dots, and then you have a few criteria for trying to solve this puzzle. The first one, you can only use 4 straight lines, all right? The goal is to draw a line through all 9 dots with 4 straight lines. You can't lift your pencil or retrace a line, okay? So you can't go back over. You can cross, but you can't go back over the exact same line. You guys are going to have 60 seconds to solve this puzzle. You ready? All right. Start the timer now. Lock in, lock in. 4 straight lines, can't lift your pencil or retrace the line. You'll have 40 seconds. No pressure. "25 seconds. Do, 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 do. Ten, 9, 8. I like a little suspense. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Raise your hand if you think you solved it. 1. Well, okay. You don't count. We got 1, 2. A few over here. 3, 4. Okay. Are y'all ready to see the answer? Yeah. All right. Here we go. So, now knowing how to do it, if I asked you to do the same exercise again and gave you 60 seconds, raise your hand if you think you could solve it. Hopefully everyone. I mean, you saw it, right? So, why did I do this? Without the knowledge of how to solve the puzzle, it took you guys a long time. And if you did solve it, it might have taken you the whole time. And I have perfect faith that every one of you eventually would have figured this out. But it would have taken some time, right? Whereas if you had the knowledge previously and then were able to do the puzzle before or after I told you what the solution was, you'd be able to do it in what? A second? 2 seconds? 3 seconds maybe, if you're a slow drawer. So my whole point is that knowledge is a key factor in getting things done effectively. And how do you get knowledge? You need action, right? So knowledge by itself isn't going to do anything. And so when we're talking about, finding success, creating businesses, whatever that success is to you, you need to remember that knowledge is valuable, but knowledge without action is useless. I can read 100 business books, right? Or I can read a medical book, or I can watch as many documentaries on whatever specific topic I want, but if I sit in my room and do nothing with that knowledge, who am I benefiting? What am I creating? And so we need knowledge and action to equal results, all right? So remember, when you're learning something, how are you going to put it into play? So don't talk about it, be about it. We're going to test this out right now, and we're going to do a little exercise. So I want you to write down one goal you wish to accomplish during Leap Week. If you already did this in your book, I want a new goal, okay? So write down something good. I'll give you like 15 more seconds. The lo-fi is good. I like the lo-fi. All right. Does anyone want to raise their hand and tell everyone? Yes? Make a fort in your dorm and sleep in it for a night. Okay. Clap it up, yeah, for sure. Okay, so you want to make a fort. Now, I know Pepperdine gave you one blanket, maybe 2 sheets, and a pillow. That's not enough to make a fort, right? So what's your plan here?
I technically have 2 pillows and like 2 people's worth of sheets and then like a lot of towels.
Okay.
And then I have 2 mattresses and I have so.
Oh, this is
Or if
serious.
I have like my dorm mates like Will and other people.
Y'all agree to this?
If y'all want.
Okay.
But like we can make some with the couches or.
Okay. So you gave me numbers, right? You quantified how you're gonna be able to do that, and you're gonna take action. All right. I'm gonna check back with you at the end of the end of the week and see if this fort got done. I need proof, okay?
I'll take a picture.
All right, perfect. So everyone should have written down a goal, put it on a paper, and just like Marty says, have those goals with you. You have an action item, hopefully, some kind of quantifiable way to know if you've reached that goal or a way to start that goal. Now I want you to tell somebody, all right? And this is an important step in making sure that you can get these things done. So find someone next to you that you know and trust, tell them what that goal is, and then the real key here is that you guys are gonna hold each other accountable and see if at the end of the week you guys actually did it, all right? So go and talk to them. You guys have like 30 seconds. All right, 3, 2, 1, time. All right, I want to hear a new goal, maybe something a little more success-focused. Okay, I see it right here in the middle. Somewhere over there. Yeah.
You know how at the end of the week we're gonna have a little workshop? My goal is to at least try to get one of the doctor's contact information, like an email, so maybe I can reach out to them.
Okay, very cool. And who did you tell about that goal besides everyone just now?
Talk to Ari about it.
Ari. And Ari, are you going to hold her accountable? Okay, perfect. So check in with her after the mentor workshop. Make sure she did that. Awesome job. Okay, perfect. So what is Copy Genius and why was I given it an hour to talk about it? So Copy Genius is learning from the best ideas, people, and systems, then remixing or improving them. That means standing on the shoulders of giants, people that have gone and done the thing you want to do before you and know the steps that it takes to do them. Modeling successful processes, not just results. It's easy to say, oh yeah, I want to live in Beverly Hills with the Lambo and, go to the beach every weekend. a lot of times the people that live there had a really hard and arduous journey to get to where they are. And so it's easy to say, well, I'm going to start a new dental practice, and I'm going to be rich. It's fine. But obviously, it's not that simple. So make sure you're modeling the processes and not just the results. And then adding your own spin. If TikTok said, well, Vine's dead, I'm just going to make Vine again, but call it TikTok, they probably would have died too, right? And so making sure that you're adding your own spin, seeing what is working and isn't working, and then making sure to improve upon what isn't working is the key to making something better than before. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about me. This was my first group in 2022 as a coach. They were awesome. Shout out Courtney, who is Paige's older sister, who is now my junior coach. A little full circle moment there. This is my old job. This was coaching at Kid Strong, which is like their curated classes for children that just want a little extra head start with doing teamwork building and public speaking, things like that. And so I was a coach there and had a lot of fun with that. And then this last one, this was at my twin brother's wedding. I was his best man. I got to give a speech. It was a lot of fun. But the reason I bring that up is because last year, when I was at his wedding, it was an interesting moment for me because I had just gotten out of a long-term relationship, and now I'm at my twin brother's wedding, who obviously is in a healthy relationship, and he's already got a house, and I'm over here single, like moving back in with my parents, and I'm like, looks pretty rough from the outside, right? And I mentioned that because it kind of led me on this journey of figuring out, what do I want to do with my life? Like, how can I incorporate the things I learn at Leap when I see all these successful people doing really awesome things and actually figure out how I can do that for myself? And so, long story short, I decided I'm going to go to Europe, as everyone does, right? I said, you know what? I need to get out of Texas, man. I'm so tired of it. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to go to Europe. I'm going to spend 2 months in Europe backpacking with very limited planning and just see what comes out of it. And so that's what I did. I saved up for about 6 months or so, just what I could, and I bought plane tickets. I bought a Eurail pass, which is like unlimited trains in Europe, and I went. And that was the first time I've really been out of the country. And I took one buddy with me, and that was his first time out of the country. And so what happened is just a long journey, honestly. 2 months of hostels is a lot, let me just tell you. But yeah, so we did 10 countries, 50-something days. That was in Cologne. This is my buddy from Russia. His name's Vladimir, not the most creative Russian name, but that was in Paris. And of course, I had to do the pizza thing. But I bring up pizza also because that was the scariest day of the trip. And it's not because I'm afraid of towers leaning. It's because we took an hour-and-a-half train from Florence up to Pisa. And the trains go like almost 200 miles an hour. They're flying. And so it's a long way. And we get to Pisa. We take another train across town, we get to the tower, and I realize I don't have my bag on me. My bag with my passport. My bag with all my cards. My bag with basically every document I need to get back home and do literally anything. And so that was the day I realized no one's going to save you. When things go awry, and they do go awry, it is up to you to figure out what to do. So the first big lesson I learned was that no one is going to save you. And so what did I do about leaving everything I needed to do anything on a train from Florence? Well, panicked. But then after I panicked, I went back to the train station. And I go up to it's called Train Italia. It's like the business that runs all the trains. And I'm like, hey, I was on this train at this time. We got in. I left a bag on that train. You guys have a lost and found. They looked at me and went, no. And I went, okay, so if I need to contact someone about figuring out where the train is, what can I do? And they're like, this is literally what they said. They went, if you need to contact customer support, DM us on Instagram. Huh? Like, I don't know how many millions of dollars this train company is worth, but their solution is literally to DM them on Instagram. And so, knowing that that was the help I was getting, I went, okay, this isn't gonna work. I need to figure something else out. So my next plan was, okay, I'm gonna go to the police, obviously. And shout out Italian police, they are cool people. It was a lot of fun. So we go searching and we end up finding this police station kind of attached to the train station, but off to the side, kind of out of the way. And like through broken English, I'm talking with these Italian police officers, and they're like, okay, you're super lucky. The train is still here. And I was like, okay, perfect. Let's go get it. So they escort us like across this train platform, and it was kind of cool. It's kind of like, I don't know, because we have like these police officers in front of us, and I'm just like, I hope they don't, see anything they don't like or something. But we end up finding the train, and it's still parked off to the side almost. I'm like, perfect. I have AirTag in my bag. I'm just gonna go. It wasn't working, but I figured if I got close, it would ping. And so we get up to the train, and nothing. And he's like, so which side of the train were you on? I didn't really know. So I said, I think this side, the front. And so we go and look through it, and he's like, we get about halfway, and he's like, it's not in here? And I go, no. And he's like, okay, let's go file a police report. So now I'm thinking it's stolen because where else would it be? And I filed this police report, this whole thing. And then after that's done, he's like, all right, if you find it, let me know because it's reported stolen or missing. So we need to know that because you can't cross into France or anything else. And so I was like, okay, perfect. So me and my buddy Rowan, we leave and we're like, what do we do now? Like, we weren't even planning on staying the night in Pisa. We were gonna go, farther up. And so I was like, you know what? That didn't seem right. I'm going back to the train. And so I went back to the train, and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna go to this side. I guess we might have been on the other side. And as I get like halfway onto the train, and I'm looking around, I see on my phone, I'm like, it pings. And I go, no way. And so it's like, it pings, and then it goes 100 feet in front of you. And so now it's like a John Wick movie or something. I'm like running through this train as fast as possible and end up finding my bag. And so it was just dumb luck that the train was there. But my point in all of this is that if I hadn't gone back and looked and really taken things into my own hands and just trusted that the officer was right and it's gone, I would have had to do so many more things to figure out how to get out of that mess. And so when things go wrong, you just got to do your best. You got to figure out how to fix it. And so that was my first lesson I learned on that trip. The second one, there's the picture. It was awful. It was so bad. Took that picture, put my phone down, and it was done. The second one, though, is life is what you make it. And what I mean by that is a lot of times, kind of, they touched on it a little before this, a lot of times people kind of expect a path for you, right? And like whether that's college or whether that's, where you're moving to or what you're going to do with your life. And it's really easy to let that guide your decision making. And it's not that you shouldn't let them do that, but it just takes a little bit of reflection to go, is this really what I want for myself? And can I see myself doing this long term? And so when I had gone through everything I went through and I was really trying to figure out what my next move was, it was kind of a full circle moment to be staring at the ceiling in a hostel and going, why? How did I end up here? But the truth is, I just made a conscious decision. I said I wanted to go do something, and I figured out a way to do it. And it sounds simple because it is. That's literally what you have to do. So if something in your life is uncomfortable or just not how you see it, really take the time to think about why that is, and if that's something that you want to change. Because if it is, you should change it. And so that was the second lesson. And then the third one is that finding fulfillment and then success becomes a byproduct. So I thought for the longest time, I was gonna do this and I'm gonna make a ton of money and I'll figure it out after that. And I think my thinking was just a little too backwards. And so now, finding fulfillment, I decided was what I really wanna do, because until this point, I haven't seen any career or job that I'm like, when I'm 10 years older than I am now, when I'm 40, when I'm 50, am I still going to want to be doing this? No. Like, I couldn't find anything. I did construction. I did all kinds of stuff. And it was just like, this is temporary. And so finding fulfillment was really valuable in coming up with like what my move was. Because at that point, I had quit my job, and I'm coming back from Europe, and I'm like, oh, I'm back in the real world. I have to, figure out what I'm doing. So that led me to my next move, which is Lift Autism. I was staring at a ceiling in a hostel, like normal, and I was like, man, I love working with these kids, but in ABA therapy, which I was doing, the next step up is clinical behavior analyst, which is like, it's just not a job I wanted to do. And so I was like, well, I want to work with the kids, I want to help the kids, but I don't necessarily want to do that job. And so what can I do? And I was thinking about how the parents that come into these therapy clinics, they really struggle to find other services related to autism, depending on the severity of the spectrum that their child has. Some are nonverbal, some have aggression and behavioral things that they're working on, and so it really depends on what they can see and find and do that relates to their child. And so my idea at Lift Autism is basically a care finder specifically for autism. So everything from diagnosing a child up until finding ABA clinics, even finding babysitters that work with children with autism, it's all going to be on Lift Autism. So I'm super excited about it. That's my idea. And if you're like me, finding ideas is the easy part, right? And there's a lot of different ways you can go about having an idea. You can Google it, you can ask for opinions, you can write a business plan even, and try and build everything yourself. But the issue is you can get overwhelmed and stall, right? So what can you do? Copy genius. Here's how it works. So you're going to find a mentor. What is a mentor? Someone with more experience in your interest who guides, supports, and challenges you to grow by sharing what they've already learned. So if you're a dental student, Dr. Bill would be a great, potential mentor. They help you stay focused, avoid detours, and move faster towards your goals than you could on your own. But they must be willing to work with you one-on-one. That's super important. So if you're looking at someone and you think they have a lot of attributes that you like and you want to listen to, just make sure that whoever they are, they'll work with you one-on-one and spend time with you as a person to develop you. Otherwise, it's more of a role model type of thing, and it's not quite what we need in a mentor. So what isn't a mentor? A teacher. If you're in high school and you have a teacher that you really like, that's great, but they're not going to be able to meet you for coffee, right, on the weekend. An idol, someone that you've seen but you've never met. That's not going to work. You need to find someone that you can meet with that you see eye to eye on the same level. And then like role models. Role models can potentially work, but remember, you really want to talk to them for their experience and be able to meet with them on that level. So, benefits of a mentor. They open doors to people, opportunity, and experiences you might not reach on your own. They share real-world knowledge and lessons they've already learned. So, if you're looking to find a mentor that is able to help you with your business idea, for example, you don't want to find someone that's in a completely different business. You want to find someone that has gone through the path that you've done. And then they help you grow personally and professionally. This is someone that can really talk to you specific and make sure that you are able to grow and learn on that personal level. And then fresh perspective when you're stuck or unsure, because that will definitely happen. A few more things there. So, my mentor. I want to start this company with autism. What do I do? Well, I went and talked to a guy that my dad works with. My dad works with a lot of people, as you can tell. And he's a local nonprofit specialist. Because when I first started this, I thought, do I do nonprofit? Do I do for-profit? What's the best way to help as many people as possible, but also be able to achieve what I'm trying to achieve? And so he's a nonprofit fundraising specialist, he's an author, and he's a philanthropist. And so this is a guy that I just emailed, told him who I was, what I was trying to do. And I let him know, hey, I'm thinking about starting a nonprofit. And the first thing he does is he sends me an article that says, there should be no more nonprofits in this world. And I went, oh, okay, cool. And so he shot me down, like immediately shot me down. And I was like, okay, I guess I need to pivot. And I think that's a valuable lesson is they're going to tell you, a real mentor should tell it to you straight. They should tell you exactly the way they think it should be and not just what you want to hear. And so that taught me that I needed to pivot my approach. And so when you're approaching potential mentors, you want to be looking for a few different things. And the first thing is what you're looking for. You want to have an idea of the avatar of mentor that you want to find. So be clear on the kind of guidance you need, and make sure that not every successful person is going to be the right fit for you. So finding someone that really aligns with your goals and general attitude towards things is definitely important. Like Dr. Bill said, that doctor or dentist that was negative is probably not going to be a great introduction to the field that you're trying to get into. And then study them. Like learn about why they do the things that they do, how they got to the place that they got to, and make sure that their path aligns with what you're trying to get done. And then the third thing, we've talked about it already at Leap, the 3 letters, ask, A-S-K. Because if you don't ask, you'll never know. It's the whole like Wayne Grady, Michael Scott, you shoot, I can't even think of it right now. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And so make sure you're taking those shots, right? Even if it's half-court blindfolded, it's better than nothing, right? So yeah, next up is mentor etiquette. This is something that's really important. Mentors are doing it, mentoring you, not because they're trying to get something out of you, but because they want to help you because it's the right thing to do. And so making sure to respect them and their time is super important. So come prepared, respect their time and boundaries, and take initiative. Remember, the biggest thing for me and mentors is because they're not trying to get anything out of you, they're not going to be as eager to know what's going on with you, right? And so you need to make sure that you're taking the initiative to reach out to them and let them know what's going on and let them know that you're taking what they've said into account and getting things done because of their advice to you. Also, following through, showing gratitude, and being honest and coachable. Those are all really necessary for finding a healthy relationship with a mentor. And then finally, we have don't just take, give when you can. So like, for example, my mentor who was helping me out getting my business, figuring out how I want to go about doing it, he had an event where he was bringing other people from San Antonio and doing a little like get-together kind of thing. And he didn't necessarily invite me, but I went anyways because I was like, I want to show him that I appreciate what he's doing for me. And I got to meet a lot of really nice people, and he was glad that I came. And so making sure that you're giving and not just taking. And then obviously respecting privacy and professionalism, y'all understand that. And then knowing when to let go or shift the relationship. This is something that's really valuable. I'm not doing a nonprofit anymore, so is he still going to be helpful for me, right? Figuring out when it's time to move on or find someone that can suit you a little better is super valuable. So, 7 circles. You guys should see that in your book. 7 circles is a pretty simple concept. The idea is that you're 7 circles away from anyone in the world. So, if anyone knows the direction that they want to go, like the industry, or someone that they want to meet within that industry, it can be a celebrity, it can be someone more specific, just raise your hand, let me know. Like if you're a cook, you want to meet Gordon Ramsay maybe. Yeah, what's up? Yep. Yeah, you. She's bringing the mic if you want it, or you can just talk. Help her out, help her out. There you go.
Hello.
Hi.
I want to meet Elon Musk, not because he's Elon Musk, but because I'm interested in Neuralink.
Okay.
And yeah.
Very cool. So, we're trying to get from you to Elon Musk. Does anyone have anybody that knows somebody? Liam? You can yell. Yo, second in command at SpaceX. That's pretty good. I bet he knows some people, huh? Okay, that was easy. That was one guy. Okay, let's try again. Let's see. Who else has someone that they want to meet? In the middle? There you go.
I want to meet Zendaya because she's Zendaya.
That's so fair.
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to meet Zendaya. We're in LA, so I feel like we have a head start here. Does anyone know anyone who might know someone who knows Zendaya? Over here? You can just yell it, yeah. Oh. I need to talk to your high school teachers. I'm just playing. Okay. Yeah? Low mode? Yeah, I heard he's in China.
I met him last year.
It should have been me. Okay, does someone else have someone they want to meet? Over here? Yeah. I don't know who that is. The UN? Very cool. So does anyone know any activists that we could potentially get some connections with? You do? Oh, no. Okay, yeah. You seen?
Thank you. My uncle goes to the UN meeting every year in New York, and he represents Morocco for every COP.
That's crazy. Okay. The Moroccan representative of the UN. Okay. That could be a connection right there. Yeah, last one. You want to?
I want to meet Mr. Beast.
Jimmy. Okay. Why Mr. Beast? just tell me. You can just yell it. He did plant trees. I donated to that. Yeah. Okay.
My roommate was in like the background of one of his videos, like an extra.
Okay. All right. So yeah, we got some solutions. All right. One more? Yeah. Let me hear.
The Dalai Lama.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Anyone got any leads? Any leads? Dalai Lama. Nobody? This one might be tough. Not gonna lie. Okay, we got one. Maya, you're putting in your steps today.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, you want to?
My cousin is a sports commentator, and she just interviewed Cristiano Ronaldo after they lost. After they lost against Paris, so.
Because he's not as good as Messi, but you know, I don't even watch soccer. I'm just messing with you. Okay, so as we can see, there's a lot of people who know a lot of people, right? And so, if you have someone you want to meet, you should definitely reach out, and you might have a clearer, more path than you first thought. And so, if that's you, and you want to meet LeBron, because who doesn't want to meet LeBron? Just start asking, right? Does anyone know LeBron? Nah. Cool. All right, that's 7 circles. So don't listen to me, guys. I'm just a little guy from Texas. Let's talk to some coaches that actually know what they're talking about. Yasin, you want to come up? All right, come on up. I'm gonna go grab you a mic. Do we have? Okay, thank you. Here, I got you. Okay, mic. Now I feel bad.
Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna tell you a story about a mentor that I met straight after Leap. Wait. So first of all, my name is Yasin. I'm from Morocco, and if you want to meet, just come up to me, and we'll make sure to talk. I'm really happy to be here, And okay, so my first mentor came right after Leap. So I wanted to do a half Ironman and a full Ironman afterwards. And I just finished Leap and I was so inspired, so motivated. And I was like, okay, so how do I get there? I have what I want to do, but I don't know how to get there. So I was like, they told me this thing about mentors. I don't know if that works, but let me try it. So I was like, okay, who in my city, who in Morocco does Ironmans? And there was this woman who was really famous for doing Ironmans and half marathons and marathons, basically endurance. And I asked my parents about it, and they were like, yeah, we know her. If you want, we can give you her number, and then you can call her and check up with her. So I got her number, and I called her, and I was very, very surprised because she was just willing to help for nothing. Like she just wanted to help. That's it. And so I started my training, and we were talking every month, at least twice, and she was giving me the tips to be able to accomplish that and do the race. So we kept talking and talking and talking until race day came. And on race day, I did better than her, and she was like extremely happy about everything and super proud. And I was like, it was so heartwarming that she helped me be better than her and at the same time for nothing. Okay, so I did that. And then I was like, I need to do my first marathon. So who better to go to than my mentor? So I went to her, and she started giving me tips about the race. We just started talking about how training is going and everything every month. And there's this wall, I don't know if you guys know, at the 20 miles, normally if you don't eat a lot, or if you don't have good nutrition, good hydration, then your body just starts cramping. And it's called the 20-mile wall, or 30-kilometer wall. I don't know. You guys don't know kilometers. Okay. So, and because she had a lot of experience in it, she was like, Yassine, eat well, have a plan, drink well, and trust me, you're going to thank me. You're going to see people cramping, and you're going to be like, oh, thank you so much that you showed me this, and you're not going to be cramping. So I got to the 30-kilometer wall, 20 miles wall, and I was like, yeah, this is easy. But because she had so much experience, it's like, instead of me getting to that by myself, I just got to it with the years that she had. So I took the 30 years of experience that she had and just give them to me when I'm just 20. And that's how a mentor can really help you. So then after that, I wanted to do my first Ironman, but she's never done one. So I'm already getting to the level better than her. And she told me, okay, I have some friends, we'll find someone. And even though she hadn't done one, then she was just like helping me with the other mentor, but she was still following the like training and everything, just like usual. So I ended up doing my first Ironman, youngest Moroccan to do so. And it just started with an idea that was like just a wish, kind of. But because she had so much experience in the field, she helped me in doing it all. Thank you so much for listening to me.
Thank you, man. Thank you. So, as you can see, mentorship can come in all kinds of different forms. And so, Yassine's actually going to mentor me to be a 20-mile wall hitter, right? No. But yeah, mentorship is the single most valuable thing I think you can have if you're trying to accomplish goals. So, some key takeaways that I want you guys to remember. In our small groups, I always ask them, if you had to sum up a talk into a few sentences, what would that talk look like? And so this is what mine would look like. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just learn from those who came before you. So good mentorship is invaluable. Knowledge is important, but without action, it leads nowhere. You're only 7 people away from anyone you want to learn from. And the most successful people ask for help and then apply what they learn. Thank you guys for listening to me. I appreciate it. Thank you.